Hello, and welcome to the TechHub.Training Python Investment Investigator Challenge solution. This video solution includes using pandas. With that, let's get started. I've done this challenge in the Visual Studio Code IDE. Feel free to use whichever IDE you'd like. However, I do recommend avoiding using Google Colab to do this challenge because the dataset is so large. So let's get into this. This first cell, we import pandas as PD, specify the file path right here, and then read in the data from the different sheets of the Excel file. I call these the portfolio, data, and companies from the portfolio sheet, the 5-year stock price data sheet, and the company names sheet. That took me about 50 seconds in Visual Studio Code on my computer. Hopefully it doesn't take much longer than that for yours. Then down here we do steps 2 and 3. Step 2 was to add the company names, and step 3 was to find the purchase and sale prices. I lumped these together in the video because I do them at the same time within this loop. The way I did this, and granted there may be better ways to do this, but I started with empty lists, purchase prices, sale prices, and company names that I could use to hold the different values that we need to gather right now. Then I started a for loop for I, which is just a variable holding a number, and row in the portfolio data frame, and used iter rows here. That just kind of numbers the rows for you, makes it easier to iterate through each of the rows. First, I get the ticker from the current row of the portfolio data frame. Then I use this line of code here to create another data frame called matches. This basically creates a data frame that returns the results if the ticker here is the same as if it's in the company's data frame in the tickers column. So basically, if the ticker is not in this column, this data frame will be empty. And then this conditional statement here says, if not matches empty. So basically, if this data frame is not empty, then we will assign the company name, the first row of that company name, to this company name variable. Otherwise, company name will be company name unavailable, as it says in the instructions. So this part's a little complicated. Looking up what iLoc and not and other things may be valuable for you in completing this challenge, but rest assured that this code works. Then in step 3, we find the purchase and sale prices. Please note that this is still indented, so this is all within this for loop still. So I assign this purchase date variable to the value of the desired purchase date for this given row. And then the sale date is the desired sale date column in this given row of the portfolio data frame. Then we use these dates to find the purchase and sale prices from the data frame, which again was this 5-year stock price data sheet in the original Excel file. So the purchase price is in the data frame, where the data frame name column is equal to the ticker. So if you'll recall from the data dictionary that the name column of this sheet just holds the tickers. And then, so we have that, and then we look up in the data frame where the date is greater than or equal to the purchase date. That part's important because your friend either purchases on that desired purchase date or after it. And then we return that first row of the open column. We do the same thing with the sale price. The only difference is that we use the close column and the sale date. Next, we add each of these variables, the company name, purchase price, and the sales price, to the appropriate list: purchase prices, sales prices, and company names. So this loop ends here. So this loop will go through every single line in the portfolio data frame and find the appropriate company name, purchase date, and sale date, and then add it to a list in the order it appears in the portfolio data frame. Then once that loop runs, we add these lists to the portfolio data frame in the appropriate column: purchase price from the purchase prices list, sale price from the sale prices list, and company name from the company names list. Now for steps 4 and 5. Step 4 was to calculate the total dollars spent, the total dollars received, and the total gain or loss for each stock in the portfolio data frame. So here we modify the total dollars spent column, and we make it equal to the number of shares purchased times the purchase price. And that makes sense. That just creates new values in this pre-existing column, that is the number of shares times the purchase price. And we do the same thing here with the number of shares sold and the sale price. Then step 5 was to calculate the total gain and loss, and that column again already existed, and that's just the total dollars received that we calculated here minus the total dollars spent that we calculated here. And then I added these in just for fun for the people that decided to watch the video to see just how well our friend did with this outlandish investing strategy. So I used these print statements and these sum functions and a little division to find out that our friend spent over $100,000 investing, and they made $25,000 with their certain strategy, which is a 25.1% return. And then I used this last line of code here to print out the first 5 rows of the data frame, just so we can see what it looks like. And we can see here that the tickers all look good. The company name seems to match up really well. Desired purchase dates, these are all 1 week apart, just like our friend likes it. And then the sale dates are just under 2 years from the purchase dates. We have the purchase price, the total dollars spent, sales price, total dollars received, and then total gain and loss. So this looks great. Step 6 was to write the portfolio data frame to an Excel file, which we do by referencing the data frame using pandas .to_Excel method, and that creates a new Excel file. That's all for this challenge. Thank you for visiting and completing it, and hope you keep coming back to TechHub.Training.